spot as the protesters hit the streets. Policemen also there. Tear gas shells also that have been fired. Remember, the protesters continue to be on the spot. Priyank reporting from the spot. Yes, Priyank.
Yes, Sati, we are reporting from Colombo, and the situation has certainly gone out of control. And as you can see, these are the tear shells which is being fired by the local police and the para commandos who are trying to control the situation. And more deployment is also being moved towards the stones which are being pelted from the protesters' side. There are thousands of protesters who have come here, and in the visuals you can clearly see that how these protesters are attempting to, attack a location because they know that Ranil Wickremesinghe could be swearing in as the new president of, Sri Lanka, and to oppose that, this is a massive escalation which has started. All these security personnel are wearing their tear masks. The chief of the staff is already here. They have been plenty of tear shells which is being fired on the protesters who are attempting to march here. The situation has certainly gone out of control, and there you can see these vehicles are slightly moving back. The Sri Lankan police officials are on the ground trying to control the crowd. There's a human chain which is being formed. Pankaj would zoom in. Pankaj, you zoom in and show that how thousands of protesters have been coming here. We have just sent a ground report from the location where those protesters have marched from the Gulf face, and they came here. They wanted to move towards the residence, private residence of the Prime Minister of the country, Ranil Wickremesinghe, but the police officials have so far managed to control and stop them. But the big question is that what is going to happen next? Because we are talking about this house, Pankaj. This is the next target of these protesters after conquering the president's house, after conquering the prime minister's house. This is the next location where you can see, the security personnel are moving inside. All these protesters can stop. श्रीलंका की राजधानी कोलंबो से हम आपको ताजा तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं। यहाँ पे स्थिति अब तनावपूर्ण हो गई है। गाल फेस जो प्रोटेस्टर्स का एक मेन लोकेशन था, वहां से लेकर के अब हजारों की तादाद में, हजारों की संख्या में ये सारे प्रदर्शनकारी अब रॉयल कॉलेज की तरफ आ रहे हैं। पीछे की भीड़ अगर आप देखें, हजारों की तादाद में लोग आ रहे हैं। अब से कुछ ही देर पहले हमने देखा टीयर शेल्स फायर हुए हैं। कोशिश की गई कि इन सारे लोगों को रोका जा सके। मुद्दा बहुत सरल है। गोटाबाया राजपक्षा श्रीलंका से भाग चुके हैं, और गोटाबाया के भागने के बाद यहाँ का जो कानून है उसके मुताबिक प्रधानमंत्री को अंतरिम रूप से राष्ट्रपति बनाया जा सकता है। अगर रणिल विक्रमसिंघे राष्ट्रपति बनते हैं, इस चीज का ये प्रदर्शनकारी यहाँ पे विरोध कर रहे हैं, जिसको लेकर के गोल्फ फेस से तकरीबन 5 किलोमीटर ये दौड़ते आए हैं। काफी ज्यादा मशक्कत की स्थिति है, साफ तौर से हमें दिख रहा है। What we can clearly see, Pankaj, the police officials are telling us to move to the other side. What we can see that these people want to siege the new location for where there is a deployment which has been done. Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is supposed to become the new president of the country, is something which these protesters have been not agreeing to. Look at the crowd. Look at the huge crowd which is marching towards the location of the Prime Minister's house. There are only few security personnel, the commandos who are here, but at this juncture certainly it's not possible for the police officials also to stop this kind of gathering the crowd which has marched. Please play out the ground report where we spoke to one of the organizers and what he had to say while these protesters were marching towards this location near the Royal College. So the situation has certainly gone out of control. Gotabaya Rajapaksa has left the country. The protesters are angry that they don't want Ranil Wickremesinghe to be the new interim president. There is a massive amount of anger which is coming out from the protesters who are right now demanding that Ranil should not become the president of the country. Going back to the visual, Pankaj, just आप तस्वीरों को दिखाएं कैसे हजारों की तादाद में, पंकज अगर आप जूम इन कर सके इस टॉप एंगल से तो हम दिखा सकते हैं अपने दर्शकों को कि किस तरीके से हजारों की तादाद में ये लोग यहाँ पे आ चुके हैं. देखिए तस्वीरों में ये भीड़ अभी खत्म नहीं होने वाली है. ये पूरी सड़क, the whole city, street is filled with all these protesters who have come here demanding resignation of Ranil Wickremesinghe. The situation can start to go out of control any moment from now because tear shells have already been fired on them to stop it. But when the police officials saw that the number has escalated so much, they have been trying to convince the protesters not to march inside.
Right, Priyank, stay with us. We're cutting live to these visuals that are coming in because the protesters have come very close to the officials there. The escalation after news came in that Ranil Wickremesinghe could be sworn in as the president.